Hello violin players, welcome to Pro Am Strings. I'm Henriette and today is day 30 of the Virtual Violin Practice Playalong. What a long way we've come, and it's so good to see you here even on the 30th day. So welcome, and today we're going to continue our practice to make our neck muscles a little bit stronger. Then we're going to further develop our dotted rhythms, our vibrato, our string crossings, and then we're going to further develop our improvisations as well. And make sure you keep watching right until the end of this video, because the fun part always, as you know, comes at the end. Let's get your stuff together and let's get started. So let's start by tuning your violin. Today we're going to play the A first. Here is your A. Your E string. This is your D string. And G. And A and E. A and D. And G and D. Lovely. Let's put your bow down. And we're going to start with just our violin, and we're going to have a look at this little button here again, and we're going to stick it in this little dent in your neck here, and then slide it sideways over your collarbone until the corner of your jaw is over your chin rest, and then we're going to hold the violin without our hands. See if you can do that. Let's count back from 10, shall we? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and you see I have my hands around it just in case my neck gets very tired really suddenly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's awesome. Give your neck a good rest. Move your head up and down and turn it sideways. Excellent. Now when you play the violin, your neck sometimes holds the violin when your left hand is doing all sorts of tricky things, and sometimes you can hold it with your left hand, and this is a fine balance. So let's just practice this balance today, shall we? So hold it with your knuckle here and your thumb, and relax your neck, and then hold it with your neck and relax your left hand. Hold it again with your hand, take your neck away, and now hold it with just your neck, take your hand away, and let's do that a few more times. Hold it with your left hand, take your neck away and relax it, and then hold it with your neck and take the left hand away. Awesome. And it's that balance that you gradually develop over time that makes neither your neck tired or your left hand. Very good. So let's now pick up our bow. And let's just check our bow hold and do some of that bow squeezing again that we've done in the past. If you find that difficult, move your bow up towards the ceiling, bending your fingers. Move your bow down, straightening your fingers. And up and bend, and down and straighten. One more time. Up and bend, down and straighten. And what we're going to practice, on an open D string, we're going to go a long D, down, and then another down bow. So please join in with me and really squeeze for that little dotted note. Here we go, and squeeze, squeeze, lovely job. Okay, now let's put the bow away again, because we were working on our vibrato earlier on, weren't we? And we want to develop that a little bit more today. So you're welcome to hold your violin with your right hand right here. And we're going to slide as we've done before. Any finger will do. And you know that the movement should come from your elbow. So all of this is moving as one part. So try not to bend your wrist and wave your wrist. So make sure that this bit is really nice and straight. So I'm picking my middle finger, but feel free, whatever suits you, any of your fingers. And we're going to put our rhythm in today. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right. Pick a different finger now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Change fingers and make sure you're not starting to wave right now, but you keep it as nice and still as you've had it before. Off we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And now let's have your last finger. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Well done. Give your arm a well-deserved rest. Let's put your violin back up on your shoulder. And now I want you to choose the finger that is the easiest for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide like that, as we have been doing. And now I want you to pretend you're putting a drop of super glue on your fingertip. So your arm is now keeping moving in the same way as before, but your fingertip can't move as much. So you can probably see that my fingertip, or my finger joints I should say, are moving in and out, in and out, in and out like that. Let's see if that might work. If it doesn't work, that's perfectly fine, because I have said in the past so many times, this is very much a process. It may be that you don't get an instant result today, but you've set a process in motion, and vibrato may take anywhere between a day and 6 months to learn. So if this is you going fine today, congratulations, you're one of the lucky few people. However, if you find yourself that you can't find a movement right there, let's go back to the sliding again, shall we? And let's just try it again. So when you feel ready, pop a drop of super glue on your fingertip, and this is by no means a finished product at all. Even if you slide a little bit, that's okay. So long as you make your joints, your finger joints really supple. Can you see they are moving? And it is very strange for the brain to understand what happens to your fingertip. And what it needs to do is just be completely flexible like that. And for some people that is a lot easier to achieve than for others. So you might do this as a dry exercise. See if you can move your fingers like that, because that feels really weird. However, if you're one of those lucky people and you think, oh yeah, here it comes. We're looking for 2 or 3 wobbles today. That is all that we're asking. So change your finger now, and let's just do the same. You go and slide like that. And when you feel comfortable, pop your super glue on and see if you can wobble your joints. Go slowly, that's all right. And you may find that you get the shakes in your arm. That's okay. In that case, just relax it a little bit more, because this is super hard work for a left hand. And then we'll go back, changing our fingers again. Slide up and down. At some point you think, yeah, I'm going nicely. I've got that one track, single track in my fingertip. Remember we talked about that. Then pop your super glue on. Keep your arm moving in the same way. If you're going up and down, that's not a good movement. You want to go back to your sliding in that case and see if it wants to move again. Pop your super glue on again. And there you go. Change fingers, or if you need to, just relax that arm first of all, because that's quite hard work today. Then we'll change our finger. We've got our 4th finger left, whichever finger that may be for you. And we'll do the same thing. Find a comfortable slide first. And then, so don't worry if it slips a little bit. What we're after today is just a little bit of bending and stretching in your fingers, but not going up and down or not going wavy with your wrist. Okay? Now, if that's not coming to you today, that's perfectly okay. That will maybe take a little bit longer. Maybe tomorrow it comes, or maybe the day after tomorrow, or perhaps in 3 weeks' time. It doesn't matter. So just keep trying it. And if you think I've got no feeling at all, then just leave out this bit completely, because it may be that you haven't reached that level of relaxation in your arm that we have been talking about in the past. Vibrato is not a matter of putting more hours in when you practice. It's achieving a state of relaxation in your playing that your muscles decide and not your brain. So that may sometimes take a little bit longer. So in that case, just come off the vibrato practice completely and enjoy your other aspects of your playing, and then try it again in 3 months' time or in 6 months' time, because it may be very early days. So if you are young or not so young but have recently started, just give it a little bit of time, because we are looking for a reasonable level of natural relaxation into violin playing. So as with any new thing that you learn, we tend to learn these things initially with way too much muscle tension. So give it some time until you've learned to relax a little bit. However, if you feel that you came away quite well today with your vibrato and it was working like you wanted it to, just give it another go after this video once again, and then we'll come back to it in day 31 again. Let's now pick up our bow and let's do some, actually let's hold the bow in your left hand, and we're just going to dry practice our wrist circles that go clockwise, just to wake up this wrist, and now go anti-clockwise. Remember, your forearm is not joining in, so that's not it. You go anti-clockwise, keep your forearm still, and clockwise. Very nice. And now let's do the same thing with the bow in your hand. So find your nice bow hold. Clockwise circles. And anti-clockwise circles. And you may find one direction much easier than another. So let's go the other way again. And change direction again. Lovely. Okay, now when we're using the bow on the strings, we're going to start with our clockwise circle. So we're going to go down bow on the A string, up bow on the E string. Here we go. Roughly in the middle of your bow, and we're going super slow. Lovely job, very good. And now we're going to do our circles anti-clockwise, and we're going to start down bow on the E string and then up bow on the A string. So down slowly. And really work your wrist as much as it can go. Be careful not to involve your elbow, remember. So let's do our anti-clockwise circles again. Down bow on the E string, up bow on the A string. And we'll finish with a set of clockwise circles. So down bow on the A string, up bow on the E string. Awesome. Now we're getting to a more advanced level of playing now. So if you found this very confusing, please don't despair, because this is difficult stuff. And again, you may find that tomorrow is a better day, or the day after tomorrow. So keep at it, and you will one day feel that it's getting less confusing than it might be right now. Next in our practice, we're going to play a G major scale, and what we're going to be working on is that deep bowing, sitting deep into the string, playing with straight bows, making sure that your upper arm and your shoulder are all weighting into the string. At the same time, we're going to step forward with our left foot and get our balance stance. So let's sort that out first, shall we? And you swing gently forward and backwards. Okay, that mustn't be a sort of compulsive movement, but I want you to make sure that you're loose in your knees. Okay, let the bow go into the string on G, and I'll count us in. Drop your shoulder, drop your forearm, and you're going to do super straight long bows, 2 long bows on each of the notes of the G scale. And lovely. And let's play a G major arpeggio as well. And in the arpeggio, as you know, we're playing every note once with long bows, but then we'll repeat the whole arpeggio. Are you ready? Are you standing up really tall as well? And Awesome. So now you know that you've gone over a lot of different techniques. Well done for developing all of your violin technique here. You've worked on the left hand, you worked on the bowing technique, and you put the two together in a G major scale. Super. Now, in our improvisation, we're going to start with the notes of G major. And G major, just to refresh your memory, has got one sharp, which is the F sharp. So that is the second finger here on the D string. Now, we're going to play our improvisation today in three parts again. We're starting and we're finishing in G major, so G major at the beginning. Then we're going to the fifth degree of the scale, which is D. 5 notes higher than the G is the D, because they are, as we've seen in the past, the violin is tuned in fifth, so the next string up is the fifth degree of the scale. So we're going to D in the middle section of our improvisation, and we're going to go to G again at the end. So G, D, G. Now, as we've said, the G scale has got one sharp, an F sharp. The D scale has got two sharps. That F sharp is the same as in G, but also the C sharp. And we can use that C sharp to indicate that we are in that middle section in the key of D major. So I would like you to try and use that C sharp, whatever you do, in the middle section, because you get that feel for the key of D. And then take that C sharp out again when you're on your third improvisation section, because the key of G major doesn't have that C sharp, you see. So we're starting just with the F sharp. In the middle section we're playing the F sharp and the C sharp, and in the end section of our improvisation we're just playing the F sharp. I'll play you an example, and then afterwards I'll leave you enough time to experiment for yourself. I'll talk you through it as we go. So here's my G major improvisation, and it's very much sounding like a scale. Now my middle section, I want to do a similar rhythm perhaps, but I'm going on the D string, and I'm sure that I use that C sharp. Emphasizes the C sharp and the D. And now I'm going to go back to the key of G major, but I'm using the top note from the G major scale. You see, now I'm deliberately not playing that C sharp. So have a go yourself and see if you can work that out. I'll give you lots of time. Well done. If you've managed to do that, that is really good improvising. And you see, once you have got that idea in your head of which note you're going to be using and which note you're not going to be using, it perhaps makes the choice of notes a little bit easier, because you have got a more limited range of notes now to play from. Let's do the exact same thing again. So the first section is G, the middle section is D, and the end section is G again. That's my G section. Now D. I'm going to go in G again. I really can't wait to hear how you're getting on with this, so do please write it in the comment section below this video how you did, because I'm really very curious what happens at the other end of this video. Okay, so shall we do one more? And we're doing the same thing again because we just want to get a little bit more practice out of this, because in day 31 we're going to build on this idea. So I'm going to do again G major, D major, G major, and now I won't talk you through, and I want you to find out where I change. You have a go. Awesome, well done. Well, if you need more time than this, just pause the video and carry on watching whenever you've finished. You noticed perhaps that I was getting carried away a little bit, and I'm just literally improvising on the spot here. Nothing's been written down when I improvise, okay? So sometimes you're going nicely and you think, oh, I might as well keep going. And that is super with improvisation, because you can make it as long and as short as you wish. So some days you'll find you're on the roll and you make your improvisations really long, and other days they might be very short because you've got slightly less inspiration. And that's all okay. As we've said in the past so many times now, anything goes in improvisation. So please don't hold back. If you feel like you're doing great, then do a bit more of it. So, haven't you come an immensely long way with your improvisation? Even if you find yourself playing not as elaborate a melody as I do, I've had a few more years experience maybe with it, so that's okay. You do whatever suits you on the day that you're playing. So, but compared with how we started with the open strings and just making a few sounds, it's a huge achievement. So well done. And thank you for having faith in me to stick with this series and to have the will to be developed like that. Now, from tomorrow, from day 31, we are going to make our improvisations a little bit more intricate again, because we're going to add our performance directions to it as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you again there. But for now, thank you very much for sticking with me, and I'll see you again in day 31. Goodbye.